Hi guys, welcome back to Caramia's Corner. Join me as I do my first ever Crafty desk tour. Welcome to my happy place, which happens to be our little guest room here in our home. When it isn't that, it is a place where I go to relax, to decompress. It is a place where I do my scrapbooking, my paper crafting, and my journaling. Here's an overview of what the desk area looks like. First, let's have a look on what I have on my wall. I love artwork that have a serene and peaceful kind of vibe or feel to it. We have a couple envelope pockets that I made using scrapbooking paper that holds some letters that I cherish from my snail mail friends. Here's a recent dollar find that I got from Half Price Books of this beautiful painting of a cottage overlooking the sea. I would love to be there right now. And then here we have a few more art pieces that I interchange depending on my mood or the season. So there is a little loop pocket that my friend Sandra had given to me a few years ago. I love to put letters and cards there. Up above there is an acrylic painting my mom had painted and gifted to me also a few years ago. We have some postcards that I like and another steel pocket there. Now you're looking at some of my pencils and pens in my wooden holder here that I love. I have my catch-it-all leaf tray here that I got from, I forget now where, I think it was Daiso. A little mini album there. We have a little notepad to-do list that my friend Sandra gave me. A lot of these items, little knickknacks, are things that I've received also through snail mail that I love to keep and see. Here are some of my washies that I currently use, and these cute little wood dog bunny figurines were something I found at a Maui souvenir shop while visiting the islands. In this cute box are my little print stamps that I love to use when I journal. I love these Dear Lizzie stamps. They're great for sending out happy mail to snail mail friends. If you've been following me for a while, you know I love foxes, so you'll see fox figurines, cups all over here. Then I also like miniature stuff like this miniature bento sharpener box. Here's a little digital drawing my daughter Lil had made for me years ago that I love. A fuchsia plant that I took a picture of and manipulated on Photoshop with watercolor effect. Still learning how to use that program as well. And then we have this beautiful coaster of the streetcar in San Francisco and two lovers under the rain from a local artist there. And a cute little wood veneer with the letter C from my daughter Lil, which I completely love. Now that you've seen what's on my desk and on my walls, I'll be sharing with you what's inside my drawers. But before I do that, wanted to add something fun to the mix. I love to watch Crafty tag videos. It's a great way to get to know my fellow YouTube crafters here in this community and to get to know you guys as well. So I've collected 20 random questions here that I'll be answering as we go along this desk tour. I'll answer 5 and then I'll show you my drawers and show you what I store in them. So let's start with question number 1. I'll just pick this one on top. Aside from crafting channels, what other content do you like to watch? I love to watch, let's see, travel vlogs are one of my favorites. I like getting travel tips, seeing different areas of the world and learning more about their culture. So that's something I really enjoy watching. I also love to watch fashion and lifestyle channels. I like to see their unboxings. We have our stationery unboxing and our craft channels. I love seeing their unboxing of these like beauty boxes like the Fab Fit Fun. You probably heard of that. So I love that. Or also watching channels where they do organizational and decorating tips in their houses. So I enjoy watching that as well. Question number 2, let's have a look and see. Do you mix paper collections or like to keep things matched? If you follow me on Instagram and YouTube and have seen my project shares, I tend to like mixing paper collections, and I don't mind doing it, especially if the color palette is similar or the theme is similar, like it's Halloween or we have Christmas. And then we have designers like Maggie Holmes or Dear Lizzie that have similar color palettes in their paper collection, so I think they're very interchangeable and you can mix them. So I'm not very matchy-matchy. I like to mix them so I can use my stash. Question number 3. Let's see what this is. What was your first childhood arts and crafts memory? I would say it would be this popsicle stick project that we made in school. It had to be in kindergarten, and we had stacked them up and made them into this cute little vase, and we'd made picture frames, and they'd sent us home to give it as a present for our parents. And I've seen that project recycled also through my kids' crafty projects at school. So for me, popsicle sticks was definitely one of my first crafty memory projects. Okay. Now, question number 4. Let's see what this is. Where do you create? Usually, it's not really at this desk. If I do create here, it's mainly for journaling or for smaller projects like card making. When I'm making flip books or putting together a junk journal or something like scrapbooking, I'll do scrapbooking here occasionally, but since my table's pretty small, I'll kind of haul all my crafty stuff down to the dining room, and that's where I create. So yes, that is where I usually create. Otherwise, I'll do smaller projects here and journaling. Question number 4. Or number 5, okay. So, do you watch or listen while you craft? So, crafting for me is kind of my quiet space and my happy space. So I want to stay kind of focused. So I don't usually watch. What I will do is listen to music. So that's just a preference. I kind of tend to lose my focus if I'm watching and I end up not finishing my project. Other people can do it. I can't quite multitask like that. It's just I have to be focused on one project at a time. So we will answer the next 5 questions right after I show you what's in my drawer, first drawer right here. Here's a look at my little small drawer here that holds a lot of the stamps I use regularly for my journaling. I have my distressing sponge tools here, some distressing inks as well. Here's a cute Hawaiian stamp that I recently purchased. I love this stamp here. It says Live Creatively, and I think a lot of you can relate to this stamp. It says crafting keeps me sane. I love to craft and it is my happy place. And we have some random paper clips there, more paper clips in the back over there. Now back to the Q&A. Okay, now let's have a look and see what the next 5 questions will be. And I'll show you my middle drawer in just a sec. Question number 6. Vintage or steampunk themed projects. Okay, that's a little bit hard, but I like both of those themes, but I tend to kind of lean vintage theme. I love vintage theme projects, as you can see in my junk journals. Yes, so vintage theme, but I don't mind actually taking up the challenge to make something steampunk. So that will probably be on my new to-do list for future projects. Let's look at number 7. What is your favorite color paper palette? As you've seen on my wall, most of the colors I picked have these vibrant color, not completely muted and not too bright either. I don't like neon, so I would say more along the lines of pastel, like a more bright, cheery color palette. Let's look at our next question, number 8. How do you store your mail from penpals? So I love storage containers from Daiso, and they're pretty affordable. So here's a clear box where I store my Happy Mail, and occasionally I will take some of these flip books out, put them on my desk for inspiration. For example, Valentine's is just around the corner, so here's a flip book that my crafty friend Sandra had made for me. I'd love to look through it, get some ideas on how to layer and decorate the pages or create pockets. So I store it in this clear plastic case. Next question. Let's see. Why do you craft? Good question. Crafting is my way of self-care. It's a break from, the routine of our daily lives. It's a place for me to express or have an outlet for my creativity. It's really a place for healing as well for me. When I'm journaling or creating scrapbooks, it kind of gives me a sense of accomplishment and peace. So definitely self-care. Everybody needs to find their happy place, and for me it's always been crafting and journaling. Okay, question. I forget now what number we're at, but we'll look at the next question here. Which of your creations is currently your favorite? Currently, I really enjoy making junk journal traveler's notebooks. It is my favorite format for journaling, so I think that I would say that would be my favorite at the moment. So, and flip books in the past as well, which I need to make more of. Let's see what our next question is. Do you have any funny craft stories to share? Yes, I don't know if I have many, but last year, having watched a lot of junk journal flip throughs and making, I decided to make my own little golden book. And in my haste and my excitement, I was putting the signatures together. I was ready to sew it on the spine, and I did start sewing the first signature. As I flipped through and opened to see if it was snug and fit, it turns out the whole signature was upside down. So I thought that was like one of those moments where you had to just laugh and just kind of redo. So I guess that is one of my funny stories. I don't know if I have a lot of funny crafty stories, but for me, I think that was one of them. Okay, next one. Let's see. If you have a funny story, make sure to share it with me. I'd love to hear that. How long have you been crafting for? Since I was in grade school, so I'd say for a long time. And it's kind of progressed with us doing popsicle crafts to making little paper cards as birthday gifts for our parents and my family. So that's something, paper crafting has been with me for the longest time. Let's see what our next question is. And can you name 2 crafty channels you'd recommend we watch? Yes, there are a few channels that I watch that I feel that should get more attention. They have such great ideas. One of them is Crafty Hodges, and I discovered her because I had taken interest in creating ATC, which are artists trading coins, and she makes the most fun, quirky journal entries, and she shows you how to make them. And I will put a link below if you'd like to check it out. So I love the way she journalizes and how she uses her junk journal, and also how she creates her collages. So that's one. Another one that I enjoy watching is called Sew With Themes. And again, I just enjoy her ideas of how she puts her pages and signatures together. So if you'd like to see that, I'll put both their links in the description box. Now let's have a look and see what's inside my middle desk drawer. Now here's a look at what's inside this drawer. It used to be a catch-all drawer, but now I've made it more functional. It carries most of the items I use for crafting. There's my heating tool, and then I have a stapler, double-sided tape here, runner tapes and pencils as well, some more adhesives, rulers of different sizes, and then we have my Tim Holtz scissors and a larger scissor there. I have my Wonder tool, which I love to use for my little dies when you push them out. We have a fuse tool below there, magnets. I have this rolling cutting tool, little paper cutter there, and a word stamp that I love to use as well for my journaling. So now let's have a look at my other smaller drawer. So inside this drawer, I have some of my plastic pockets that I use for my traveler's notebook, also for shaker cards. I have this cute little sticky note booklet that my friend Sandra gave me. In this folder, I have some postage stamps in a pouch that holds more postage stamps. I have my daily planner. I have my little labels that I use here for snail mail, and another planner that I use for crafting, planning, YouTube, a journal that I use from Lily Moon, and then this one holds business cards, and this tin can holds some flat washi strips that I usually take with me when I'm traveling or on the go. You're probably wondering, why don't I take my planner in my purse? I kind of like to leave it at home. I look over it in the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, and I tend to like minimal stuff in my purse. But that's my other little drawer. Next question. Where do you find craft inspiration? So craft inspiration, I would say from books, YouTube channels, as well from fellow YouTube crafters, definite from Pinterest, yes. I also occasionally will find random ideas, like for example, I found this chocolate box and then I flipped it open and thought, oh, I could make a window, a shadow box using this box, something like that. So that's where I find my inspiration for some of my crafty ideas. Next question. Let's see, what is your craft purchase regret? As you know, you guys know I do a lot of crafty hauls and I enjoy it. I love shopping, but there are a few items that I feel I kind of overdid it or bought them and never really got to use them as much. And one of them would be that washi collection, and this is only some of them. I have others that I have in my closet as well that I wish I hadn't bought so many. And there's this big craze last year, the year previously, where I kept buying washi. But anyway, I still have so much to use, but I do use them now for decorating gifts and gift wrapping, which is also something I'm trying not to use anymore. Another one that I regret buying too much of were sticky notes from the Target dollar spot, mainly because the actual adhesive on the back doesn't work very well, and again, just too much and too many that you don't use it, so I feel like it's a waste. So I've given quite a few to my daughter's friends, and they've used it as well. So now let's look and see our next question. If you could learn a new craft art, what would it be? If I were to learn something, I've always wanted to learn how to sew clothing, like just simple patterns for a nice dress, a pair of pants, or a blouse, you know, something like that. I've always also wanted to learn how to do single line drawing as an art. So that's something I'd like to explore as well, and maybe try learning how to do it digitally as well on Procreate. So that's something to look forward to. Underneath my desk, you will find my little plastic containers here in a bin of my stationery sets. I did a little video about that, so if you'd like to check that out. This is my scoring little board. I have one of my flow books that I'm currently using for snail mail and other crafty projects. And then underneath, I have a little basket that holds more adhesives, constantly using these double-sided tape. And then we have just a box there with a fox that holds some washi. Over here, have you seen my I Love My Tuesday Morning cup and other little cups that hold a variety of markers, Sharpie markers, alcohol markers, and other pens and pencils. And on this side, there is a cute little container here that holds some of my inking pads for stamps. I will do a separate craft storage video if you'd like to see it, but here are some of my inking pads for my stamps. So I have that there. Over on the left is a cute picture of Audrey Hepburn and her fawn. Under here are more like clear acrylic clipboard, my envelope maker, Fiskars stamp tool over here, and a bin filled with a variety of greeting cards that come handy if I don't have time to make my own card. This is my crafting chair with a pillow and a constant. I did say this is my quiet place and alone place, but you will always see our dog Bailey keeping me company, and occasionally the girls will come in and quietly read while I craft. Okay, next question. Have you ever had any craft project fails or mishaps? Yes, I have. Who hasn't? One of them, at least the one I can remember, is I got a Brother sewing machine and I had put in the thread incorrectly. I had this beautiful fabric. Instead of testing it on an older fabric, I just sewed it right on out of excitement, and it was a mess. It was just torn up. All the thread was like bundled on the back. So I did something wrong with how I had put in the thread. So lesson learned, haven't done that in a while. That's one of the mishaps. The other one has something to do with paper rosettes and glue gun. What a big mess with stringy glue all around, and the rosettes kind of coming off that like accordion fold and not coming together. It was used to be my least favorite, but now that I know how to put it together in a quick and easy way, it's been more fun. Next question, let's have a look. Would you consider selling some of your crafts? I've thought about it. I think it's a lot of work and not a lot of time, but I would love to share my craft creations with a community that loves to use journals and scrapbooking kits, that sort. A friend of mine, Joanne, had shared her experiences with craft fairs, so I love hearing from her and seeing how the public responds to it. So I might consider that, possibly Etsy, not quite sure yet, but definitely would love to share it with everyone. Okay, next question, we have a couple more. Flat mail or bulky mail? Bulky mail. I love to send a lot of things out to my happy mail or snail mail friends. As much as possible, yes, I'd say bulky mail, but because of the cost of mail when it goes international, I mean, the prices are just very expensive. So for international, I would say flat mail if you can, and once in a while bulky mail, but I tend to go bulky mail because, like I said, I love to spoil my happy mail friends, and we only write each other occasionally, so bulky mail. What about you? What do you prefer? Comment below. And now our final question. How did you come up with the name of your YouTube channel? Quite simply, because it is my first name. My first name is Clarissa Mia. My friends call me Cara or Mia, so it's become Cara Mia. And crafting is my self-care, my happy place, and it's a spot or the corner where I usually take time to decompress and kind of collect my thoughts and enjoy some solitude. So that's why it became Cara Mia's Corner. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this 20 crafty tag questionnaire. If you'd like to join in and answer some of the questions, please make sure to comment below. If you want to do a video response, make sure to do so and tag me at Cara Mia's Corner. I hope you guys enjoyed this mini desk crafty tour. One of those, and then hopefully in the future I'll show you a little bit more of how I store my crafting supplies. So thanks again for watching Caramia's Corner. See you next time. Bye!